blueprint preview before placements or an undo capability? Yeah, so actually this is interesting. This is something that I do have a bit of information on. So one thing that we've noticed with blueprints is some user experience issues when it comes to like accidentally building a blueprint, you know, because obviously people have spoken out about like snapping issues. So that's something that we're aware of. Also, you know, misplacing blueprints or, you know, they're the wrong rotation and then like now you need to like delete it all. And sure, there's mass dismantle, but like highlighting everything and then deleting it is, you know, a little frustrating. So like there's been some ideas of like, it would be cool if there's some kind of like undo feature or a preview. So, you know, before you click once and it stays there and you can walk around and look at things and then you can click again to place it to make sure it's where you want it to be. So yeah, there's been some suggestions about that because we've taken the feedback. And I think the intention is that we are going to do something. I don't know when we can do something. It might be too risky to try and shoehorn something in before the holidays. Because we certainly don't want to break anything before we go on break, before we go away from holidays, okay? I don't think anyone wants that. But we're aware that like there's some user experience issues with it, and we have some ideas of what can be done to alleviate that. It could be that like I really think that the idea of like you have to click twice to place your blueprint. You can click once to lock it, and then you can move around and it stays there. And you can look around to make sure it's fine. Maybe I don't know if you can rotate it. I don't know if that's actually easy or not. But it seems like the team feel pretty confident to be able to implement that, and that might go a pretty long way actually to alleviating this issue. I personally, this is just me personally speaking. I really like the idea of an undo feature. I think it makes a lot of sense, but that's obviously probably going to be much more complicated. And I don't know how long that will take to make. I don't know if that's feasible or not for the team. I don't know if that's feasible with the planning. I have no idea. So I know that that's like a hot suggestion, but like it really depends on what the team can do. We'll have to see. But the concerns have been heard. The suggestions that people have been heard as well. Is an undo feature blasphemy at this point? It does feel kind of strange. It's weird. It's kind of weird because it's not really something that really ever was ever needed, and it would be such a really complicated, a complex feature only for blueprints. You know, like I guess it can be used for other things, but it doesn't really synergize that well with everything else because, you know, when you're building just a couple things at a time, mass dismantle is no problem. So that's the other thing with undo. It's like it's a lot of work and risky work that, you know, I don't know, it might cause other issues. I don't know. It's just something that we need to like really carefully consider. But sure, undo has been requested, but just because something was requested years ago doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't necessarily add to its validity. Like it might be valid. I'm not saying it is or isn't, but the length of time that it was requested doesn't change things. However, I do think that the inclusion of blueprints does change it a little bit, or I would say significantly, personally. But yeah, but guys, I'm being frank here and being like transparent and honest and giving my opinions here. But y'all need to remember that I'm not the shot caller, and I'm not everyone at the studio. Okay. The best thing you guys can do is just let the team know what issues you're having and any suggestions you have on the QA side, and then the team will decide. Okay. Area shape dismantle. I'm not sure about that. That doesn't sound necessarily any easier than an undo. And I wonder how easy that will be, like user experience wise, because we don't want to get locked in this thing where we spend so much time adding all these random features just to fix. Yeah, I don't know, guys. People who are smarter than me at game design will have to work on this. Okay, I'm just stream person. I'm YouTube guy. All right. Please don't anyone do anything weird where they're like, Jace said this thing, therefore they're gonna. No, I'm one person, and either I have to sit here and, you know, like watch everything I say, or I can just like hang out and be a person with you guys. I think that would be better.